Hey, what is up guys? I am Aniket and this right here is the Oppo watch. The first Wear OS watch from the company, and honestly I've been using it for the last 8 months I guess, and I feel that this could be the best Android smartwatch out there for most users. Now, why I say for most users, not for everyone, because it does come off with its own trade-offs, especially when you talk about the tracking part. Now, why do I say that? I will tell you in the video. Well, this is Aniket from the Screen Education and you're watching my in-depth review of the Oppo watch. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so right off the bat, I want to talk about the design. I mean, everyone blatantly calls it the Apple Watch clone, so they are not entirely wrong, but here's the thing. How much of an innovation do you expect them, like anyone apart from Apple, to do when it comes to a squarish design? It is a square design, so yes, it's meant to look a lot like Apple, and it's not saying that Oppo denies it. I mean, Oppo was obviously aiming for that look, which is evident from a lot of watch faces, but it's way much more than just an Apple Watch clone. Oppo Watch offers a premium build that looks really good, and the strap here, which is like Apple's, does feel really comfortable, and even after extended periods of usage it doesn't really get sweaty or itchy, which is great. Now I have the 41mm variant here, which comes with a ceramic build and these curved edges on the sides, which really adds on to the premiumness and the overall usability as well. And trust me, this is quite durable as well. I mean, like I said, I've been using it for almost 8 months and I've been using it without a screen guard of any sort. And while it has had its fair share of falls and running along walls, like proper walls, not just plain walls, but yeah, it hasn't any sort of scratches or anything. I mean, yes, there are some scuff marks, but that is also noticeable when you really literally observe it from a very close distance with some direct sunlight, and other than that, everything just looks great. Now, while we're on the topic of the display on this thing is absolutely amazing. I mean, I will admit, when it comes to the display of an Android smartwatch, my favorite preference out there is still the Samsung Galaxy wearables. But this thing gets really close. I mean, it's damn good. Like, I've been using it under direct sunlight with some of these dark watch faces and I haven't faced any issues at all. The colors are good, it's bright, the text looks sharp, and display density is very good. And yeah, it's honestly one of the best displays out there. Now the watch has these two buttons on the side, one for launching the app drawer and the other that can be customized to launch a specific app. You can hold this down for triggering the Google Assistant too, which comes in really handy for someone who does rely a lot on his Google Assistant for, controlling his smart home. Now, of course, the highlight feature of the Oppo watch is the Wear OS here, and I'll admit that I have only used a handful of Wear OS smartwatches like Fossil and Moto, but I have to say that this has been the best Wear OS experience that I have used till date without any issues. Even compared with the Galaxy Watch Active 2, the Oppo watch excels in some specific areas where the Galaxy wearables just can't keep up. You have your own Play Store and you have seamless sync to all of your Google data, and all of it works really well. The app drawer and quick settings works really well, and Oppo's Color OS overlay on Wear OS looks really good. It basically takes in all the essentials from Google Wear OS and adds on more functionality and a visual overall to it with the Color OS features, and honestly the end user experience is really good. I mean, sure, that Snapdragon 3100 chipset does get a lot of credit for its snappy performance, but it goes without saying that Oppo should get a lot of credit for its optimization as well. Now, if you have seen my other videos, you know how much I have valued the notification handling of a smartwatch, and that is easily one of my favorite features about the Oppo watch. Like, to the point where it's just perfect. Not only you can actually see each and every message inside the chat, you can even see stickers and emojis, and if you want to reply, you can just type it out with a full QWERTY keyboard, which is surprisingly great. Or you can use your voice. It's seriously that good. With that said, one thing that has disappointed me in this long run is the lack of watch faces. Now I know you guys will say, dude, it's Wear OS, you can just install custom watch faces on this. And I kind of agree with you, but there is a certain limitation to that as well. See, as a company, Oppo bundles very limited watch faces with it, like only a handful. And it will be very blunt here, those are very mediocre, like they are not good. At least for my personality, they are not. You can just take a look, but I don't really like them. Then there's an added functionality of installing custom watch faces, but if you go into the Play Store and search for all of these watch faces, most of the good ones are hidden behind the paywall. so you still have to pay for it. Now if you take a look at the competition, both the Huawei Watch GT2 and the Galaxy Watch come with tons and tons of watch faces, like over 50 on both of them. And Samsung also has a feature to add custom watch faces, and most of them are available for free, so there is that as well. And now compared to the Oppo watch, I mean, yes, the idea of being able to download watch faces from the Play Store sounds good, but once you start using it, you start to realize that almost everything good is hidden behind the paywall. And I genuinely wish that Oppo would have put in some work to make better watch faces. Now speaking about the things that I don't like about the watch, and that is tracking, like I mentioned in the starting. See, Oppo claims that it has some great sensors and everything, and yes, all of that sounds good, and I'm sure that all the reviews that you have seen will mention that also. Yeah, it has great sensors and everything, but once you start using it, it's a different experience altogether. Now I'll give credit where it's due that Oppo is good at eliminating ghost shakes. For instance, if I just move my hand like this and like this, it won't count as a step. But then again, when I'm driving, it counts it as proper steps, which is surprising. I mean, I've seen that kind of behavior on smart bands that cost around 3-4,000. But this is the first time that I'm seeing that on a watch. Like, this variant costs around 15 here in India. So for me to have that sort of an experience, it's really weird. And I don't really like that. And there are other things as well, like I could just be sitting normally and not doing anything, and my heart rate would be 120 or 140 movement, and I'm like, yeah, that's not true. And then there are times that the watch will just not report the number of floors that I've climbed. I mean, it will, but sometimes it just misses out the actual number of floors that I've climbed. And yeah, I mean, I just have to say that if you are serious about your tracking, this watch isn't for you. Like, seriously, this is not for you. Because if you compare it with the competition, you have watches like Huawei Watch GT2, which I love. You have the Galaxy Watch Active 2, which is also great. And then you have the Fitbit Versa 2, which is extremely great when it comes to the tracking. Now, when you put all of that in the competition, the Oppo watch really lags behind the competition. And you know, that really upsets a lot of users, especially who are serious about tracking. Now, the Oppo watch does definitely make up for that sort of lackluster performance in terms of tracking by offering exceptionally good battery life and exceptionally good charging speed as compared to other watches. I mean, I was averaging about 2 days of usage on the Oppo watch with active heart rate monitoring and sleep monitoring without any issues, so that's great. And when it comes to the charging speed on this is great, like genuinely great. So the charging mechanism is simple. You just put it onto the charger, the magnetic charger pops on, which is great. And it uses VOOC charge to easily charge it up, and the charging speed is like it can go from 0 to 100 in less than an hour, which is absolutely great. Another thing that I want to highlight is the power saving mode. Now, a lot of watches have this aggressive power saving mode, but I like what Oppo is doing here. So the battery gets low somewhere around 10% or below that, the watch automatically enters in the power saving mode. And the funny thing is that you won't even actually get to know that, because it will still monitor all of your steps, it will still monitor all of your heart rate while running on low juice, which is really good. So in the end, the Oppo watch, is it really the best smartwatch out there? I mean, for most users, yes. See, I'm not someone who is serious about his tracking. The basic tracking works for me, and this gets about 80 to 85% of the job done, which is great enough for a lot of users. It eliminates the need of having an extra band on my hands, and it also acts as a good fashion accessory. And all of those things make it a worthwhile purchase. Now, if you look at the competition and if you are serious about your tracking, you should definitely, seriously consider the Fitbit Versa or the Huawei Watch GT2. And well, that was it. That was the video. If you guys like this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more awesome tech content. Till then, this is Aniket from the Screen Education, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay home, stay safe.